No pressure, no pressure.
Camera 2.
Hello and welcome to Leeds Hacks News. I'm Sophie Nicholson.
And I'm Safi Carroll. Here are today's headlines. Like lightning, the electric bikes that are sparking the growth in greener travel across Leeds.
And the sound of music. A flash mob of violinists entertain shoppers in the city centre. But first, 1,000 inmates are being released today as part of a government programme to free up space in the country's jails.
We can now cross to Armley Prison in Leeds, where our reporter Matthew Keynes has been following the story. Matthew, who exactly are the people who are being released today?
Hello, Safi. As you can see, I'm outside Family Prison, where people who have completed 40% of their current sentence can be released. This is for lower offending, and it excludes serious offences, sexual terrorist convict.
And how exactly did the government let this problem get to this stage?
The government haven't built spaces for the inmates. There's a serious crowding problem across prisons across in the UK, and 10,000 new cells promised to be made in 2020. Only a couple hundred were made. This is a problem because over 4,500 new inmates are joining the prison each year, so there is clearly an overcrowding problem.
Is there going to be a long-term plan for tackling the overcrowding crisis, Matthew?
Yes, there is. It may take some time, but the government are planning on building new prisons, new cells, and replacing short sentences with community punishment and special tabs for alcohol consumption. And it may take some time to solve, and it could take a little bit of making from the public, but hopefully this issue is resolved, because I understand why people are concerned for their safety and maybe a little bit confused with the situation.
Thank you very much, Matthew. Matthew Keynes reporting from Armley Prison. Well, staying with criminals, and police are hunting an arsonist after a row of cars was set alight at a garage.
A hooded figure was seen fleeing the scene at Steve's Auto Centre in the Cross Green area. Ben Dinning reports.
Police are investigating a suspected arson attack after reports of a fire on Easy Road in Leeds. Steve's Auto Centre owner, Steve Ridgen, was made aware of the fire and headed down to the garage straight away.
I raced down. By the time I got down here, the fire engine was here. They were putting it all out, but it wasn't actually the building. It was the cars that somebody had set on fire. We had all that on CCTV, so we could see them doing it, but unfortunately we couldn't see the faces.
With no clear evidence as to why someone would start the fire, Ridgen has been left confused by the situation.
We have no disgruntled customers or anything like that. You know, we've been racking his brains. There is no rhyme or reason for it to have happened. We're just setting up the car sales side of the business, and you know, we've lost 6 vehicles in one foul swoop. So is it a competitor out there that didn't want me to set up car sales? I don't know.
We spoke to Leeds locals about the rise in crime rates within the area.
There's a lot you've always heard about some on news and that. There's always something being set alight and always things going off in and around Leeds, West Yorkshire, to be honest.
They've got a lot worse over the years.
This Leeds resident told us about his experiences with crime in the city.
Came with like Balis, and they were just like, basically they wanted to take my takeaway.
West Yorkshire Police have said they are currently arranging to take further details and identify lines of inquiry.
Food bank bosses say there are more people who are going hungry than the ones who get their handouts.
That's the claim of the Trussell Trust, who have 7 food banks across the city. Molly Cook reports.
Police are investigating.
As Christmas is fastly approaching, food banks are feeling the strain of having to provide for the local community. I'm taking a look into the Burley Road Food Bank and the distribution centre, which are part of the Trussell Trust.
Are kind of at that stage of desperation that they kind of have nowhere else to turn, but I need food. So we're putting food on people's tables and we're, helping them to get through to the stage where they can actually sort themselves out.
The distribution centre is about 400 metres up the road from the food bank.
Those 7 centres, we have a turnover of something of the order of, in money terms, we're looking at something like £2,000 to £3,000 a week. These boxes contains enough food for 1 or 2 people for at least 3 days. We've seen families with as many as 6 or 7 children coming to our food banks, and it's really good that a lot of people donate things like nappies here or
Make sure to donate over the Christmas period and help people in need.
SNSA Architects, we chose to raise money for the food bank in Leeds because it's coming to kind of time of year where colder months are coming on and really want to kind of support the community in Leeds.
The Leeds Electric Bike Scheme is celebrating its first anniversary, and the £3 million project is being hailed a huge success.
There are 300 e-bikes available across Leeds, making the commute around the city much easier and greener. Abby Johnson joined the bikers.
The anniversary of the e-bike launch has encouraged people in Leeds to make use of electric bikes. Councillor David Blackburn, representative of the Green Group on Leeds City Council, commented.
Let's do anything we can to actually encourage people to use bikes or walk, Don't use other vehicles, but it keeps you fit and it's good for the environment.
The city has welcomed more than 86,000 journeys in the last year, making the commute to the city centre much easier and always breaking just a little sweat. Sam Halliwell, Leeds Bike Club manager, talks about the importance of bikes.
Keeps emissions down, keeps your health up, gives you good cardio, and just generally good for your health.
Leeds Bike Club repair used and damaged bikes. They work hand in hand with United Nations Sustainable Development Goals to make sure there are environmentally friendly options of transport that are functional.
I wouldn't say they get used that often. You don't really see much breakdown on the handles, for example. But I'd say it's more of an interconnectivity issue. So if you actually try scanning it on top or using the ID, it's give or take. You're flipping the coin, hoping it works.
The CEO of Beryl e-Bikes, Phil Ellis, said the aim for the bikes is to make Leeds accessible to as many people as possible, encouraging the widespread adoption of more suitable transport habits and helping to make Leeds a city where you don't need to own a car.
We've all heard of the Otley Run, Leeds' famous pub crawl, but some drinkers prefer to go full steam ahead.
That's because they've been taking part in the 5-mile beer and music festival on the Worth Valley Railway. People travelled from far and wide and Kate Page joined them.
The beer and music combo is something you might have heard of, but beer and music along a 5-mile railway line is something different.
I think it's just interesting. You don't often see many sort of beer festivals on a railway that sort of is heritage and with stations that have been preserved as to what they were. So it's just an interesting mix of the two, really.
Worth Valley Railway held their annual beer and music festival. The event chooses to highlight local beer and food vendors to help support local businesses.
Well, why would we miss it? How exciting it is. All the people have gathered here. They're all eating Raj's peacock food. They don't want burgers and chips.
Bands from across the country took part in the event, performing a wide variety of music. Leeds City Stompers, a vintage blues band, performed at the festival.
What I tried to do today was squeeze in any song that had anything to do with trains in it. Yeah, and that's
the key.
And when people have had 3 beers, that makes a lot of sense to them, and that's wonderful.
The festival's main site was at Oxenhope, but attendees had the chance to travel to Ingro and Keighley via steam train. With over 120 alcoholic beverages to try across the sites, there was something for everyone.
Well, we've got people visiting from Scotland, from Carlisle, from down in the Midlands and London. Been, super effort. People coming, staying for the weekend to visit.
But the annual event is still a massive hit with the locals.
You don't often be a tourist in your own village, do you? So it's nice that the people get to be able to do that.
The plans for next year are already underway as the festival keeps chugging along.
A market with a difference has been held in Leeds, with everything
Leeds
from
Festival of
skeletons
Gothica.
to stuffed spiders.
It was a special goth market aimed at fans of goth culture and its dark clothing and horror film imagery. Lara Gowan joined the spooky shoppers.
Leeds Festival of Gothica began 7 years ago in the Leeds City Museum. It was a small exhibition with a handful of stalls, but today it's grown to be an infamous meeting point for goths up and down the country, with an incredible 80 stalls to explore.
It's an inclusive space for people of all alternative persuasions to come, meet people, shop, socialise. It's just a vibrant, and it's an honour to be part of it.
With accessibility and inclusiveness being one of the main pinpoints of the festival, it was a really eye-opening day.
Well, from something old and spooky to something old that's making a comeback. Vinyl records are back in fashion, with UK sales hitting a near 35-year high.
Now a Leeds record shop is celebrating its first birthday and has seen its business triple in size. Jacob Grattage has the story.
Here at the Sunnybank Mill in Farsley, business is booming for the vinyl shop record plant. I caught up with the owner, John Paul Craven, who's been there from the start.
We kind of hit the ground running straight away. I think there seems to be a little bit of a shift in retail towards people shopping locally and not buying or going into city centres.
William Gaunt is managing director of Sunnybank Mills, a place that's been in his family for generations.
I'm just amazed at the success of the record plant. I mean, they've tripled in size in a little under a year. And being a music fan myself, I've been very careful not to spend all my money there.
I met up with some customers who were very pleased with the shop's new start.
I love it, actually. I think it's very well decorated. I haven't bought reused vinyl. I've bought Paul Heaton's new album, The Mighty Several.
Well, vinyl's making a comeback, isn't it? And it's superb. My husband will be in here all the time, I think.
I usually come in and look at the new releases and reissues as well.
It's clear exciting times are ahead for this budding business.
And finally, staying with the music, 95 violinists filled a Leeds shopping centre with a flash mob performance.
This event was part of the Red Violin Festival, reintroducing the people of Leeds to classical music. Flynn Connolly enjoyed the show.
A sizable crowd was drawn to the middle of the Trinity Centre in Leeds on Saturday as 95 violinists took part in a flash mob. This was one of the last events of the Red Violin Festival, which ran through last week. The piece that the violinist played was composed by Gordon McKay.
So I was asked about 6 months ago if I would write a piece for this flash mob by the people at Leeds Conservatoire. So I was delighted to take part.
At the flash mob, the violinists got together to play the piece written by Gordon. Greg Bush spoke about the challenges of getting this large group together.
On the day, I think we've got 95 violin players joining us, which is obviously incredible, but managing that of all different ages, there's various challenges being just shepherding people around, making sure they know what they're doing, they're in the right place, as far as, considering things like safeguarding, making sure that everyone's safe when we're doing these things, and ultimately that everyone has a good time.
Madeline Mitchell is the director of the festival and has been part of it for 27 years.
Well, I started in a junior school in Essex with shared lessons and a borrowed violin, and that's one of the reasons why I'm passionate about making violin available to everybody.
Looking to the future, there is still more to come with the Leeds concert series. Flynn Connolly, Leeds.
What a lovely idea. I love the sound of violins.
Yes, I feel gutted to have missed that unique experience.
Well, that's all from the news desk for now.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.
Goodbye.